Good morning, Jacob here. I have something to share this morning. I was sitting here at my desk and having a little bit of coffee to wake up this morning. Is and Something kind of came to me uh, in the process of making coffee. So you have the little tiny coffee beans, the little nuggets of coffee beans, and I see those as little chunks of the word, little pieces of the word. And the process from there is you grind them up, you chew it up, you smash it, you break it down. So it comes even finer and smaller, uh, little tiny grains of coffee. And from there you pour water on it and you put it in a little pot like this. Um, and the water is just is like watering of the word, letting the word just like steep, so to speak, and letting it out there and just watering it and sharing the word. And then there's a process of steeping where you have to wait for it to absorb the water, wait for it to um, um, you become bold and get the desired effect that you're hopefully shooting for. And then from there, someone comes along and they want the coffee, and so they press the coffee, they press it in, they desire coffee, and hopefully when they press it in and they press into a video or the word, they get what comes out of that is something they desire. They get something out of it, which in this case is some coffee. So anyway, um, I hope that makes sense because it did with me. Anyway, Psalm 27 this morning and today. Um, yeah, it's a Psalm of David, and I'd like to read it um, with you and share a few things that uh, rise to the surface. So let me read Psalm 27 and share a few. Break it down a little bit, chew up this coffee, and and share a few things. So Psalm 27. That's a Psalm of David. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the defense of my life. Whom shall I dread? When evildoers came upon me to devour my flesh, my adversaries and my enemies, they stumbled and fell. Though a host encamp against me, my heart will not fear. Though war arise against me, in spite of this I shall be confident. One thing I have asked from the Lord, that I shall seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to meditate in his temple. For in the day of trouble he will conceal me in his tabernacle. In the secret place of his tent he will hide me. He will lift me up on a rock, and now my head will be lifted up above my enemies around me. And I will offer his tent sacrifices with shouts of joy. I will sing, yes, I will sing praises to the Lord. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice, and be gracious to me and answer me. When you said, seek my face, my heart said to you, your face, O Lord, I shall seek. Do not hide your face from me. Do not turn your servant away in anger. You have been my help. Do not abandon me, nor forsake me, O God of my salvation. For my father and my mother have forsaken me, but the Lord will take me up. Teach me your way, O Lord, and lead me in a level path because of my foes. Do not deliver me over to the desire of my adversaries, for false witnesses have risen against me, and such as breathe out violence. I would have despaired unless I had believed that I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait for the Lord. Be strong and let your heart take courage. Yes, wait for the Lord. Um, yeah, it's a Psalm of David, and I've been listening to it on my iPhone um, throughout the day yesterday, and I was picturing the very first verse: "The Lord is my light and my salvation." God is light, and in Him there is no darkness at all. And we know, and Jesus, when He finally will have His dwelling among us, and we'll be with Him forever. When the new heavens and the new earth are ushered in, um, there won't be any more sun. We won't have any reason for having the sun because we'll have enough light from the Lord. But this verse 1, the Lord is my light and my salvation. I was thinking about meditating on what a light is. When everything is dark around you, when everything is completely dark, a light will light up a room. A light will highlight or show you where the next step is, where you need to go. And the Lord is my light and my salvation. That's a very intimate. Those are very intimate words. The word "my light" and "my salvation." David has it's like an ownership, and we think I can't help but think of um, uh, John 15, John chapter 15 about the vine and the branches. I am in you, and you are in me, and uh, and the Lord is my light and my salvation. The Lord exposes in the middle of darkness, and um, He exposes Himself, and He allows us, His kids, to walk in the light, and that's what we're called to do. Because we know that why wouldn't somebody come into the light if God is light? And why don't cockroaches like the light? Because they love darkness. And the same thing is said true of men. Men love darkness, um, and are afraid to come into the light. But we are children of light, those of us who believe in the Lord. And yeah, and David is putting his trust and his confidence in the Lord, in his God here. It says here, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the defense of my life. Whom shall I dread?" David's confidence here is in the Lord. What the Lord is capable of doing, what the Lord is able to do to extinguish the enemy around him. Whom shall I fear? There's been periods of time in the world where there hasn't been much room for fear about wars and being obliterated and things like that. But this day and age, it's happening in other countries. It's right now in Syria and Israel and Afghanistan, Pakistan, uh, Turkey, Iraq, Jordan, Lebanon. These countries are in the middle of a huge, heated warfare argument that's about to boil over. It looks like. Um, um, And so I'm reminded of the verse that comes to mind. It says, "Do not fear those who kill the body, but fear Him who is able to destroy both body and soul in hell." And so I think a reminder for us believers is to do not fear those who can kill the body. And I think that's probably as we come to the end of the age, the 12th hour midnight cry, that it's maybe more and more of a reality. Who knows? Maybe you're reading this and years down the road, and I'm not here. Who knows? But you know where I'll be. Um, Verse 2 says, "When evildoers came upon me to devour my flesh, my adversaries and my enemies, they stumbled and fell." Who's the adversary? Satan. The adversary prowls around like a roaring lion, and um, here it says they stumbled and fell. They like a lion trying to devour my flesh, David describes. David always uses vivid descriptions of what a lion does and how a lion is an enemy. And um, yeah, though a host encamp against me, my heart will not fear. What is the heart? I've been told it's the mind, will, and emotions. I like to think of the heart as what makes a man, the inner man. Um, and David's here is sharing, my heart will not fear. Why will his heart not fear? And it all stems back to verse 1. It says, the Lord is my light and my salvation. A light is something you need to walk in the middle of the darkness with. And salvation is something in this life, and salvation is something it's both now, but it's also referring to you forever in eternity. So David's like, guess what? The Lord is lighting my path. The Lord is a lamp unto my feet, a light unto my path. The Lord is my light, so I know where to walk because He's my light, and He's also my salvation. He's my forever friend, and He's going to be there forever, and He's going to take care of my eternity. And so, whom shall I fear? I've got both areas covered. I've got this life covered with Him being my light and a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path, and also He's my salvation. When ultimately that's the big one. That's the one that people are oblivious to. So David is filled with the confidence of his relationship with the Lord, and it's not a false confidence; it's real. Though war arise against me, in spite of this, I shall be confident. Mary just says that. But why is he confident? We always have to go back to verse 1 on this. And then verse 4. He's sharing David is sharing with us his inner prayer life and what he's been talking to the Lord about. And one thing I have asked from the Lord that I shall seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord and to meditate in His temple. What does it mean to meditate? It means to think on something, ponder on something. Meditate in His temple. Reminded of the verse that it says, "May the oh man, help me. The attitude of my heart and the thoughts in my mind, may they be pleasing to you." I'll do a little more study for another time. To behold the beauty of the Lord. The Lord is beautiful. Yeah. His presence is really attractive and something you want to be around and spend time with. And verse 5 going on says, "For in the day of trouble He will conceal me in His tabernacle. In the secret place of His tent He will hide me." It shows the Lord's protection for His people, for the one who trusts in Him. It's a camouflage. It's concealed. It's slipping the guard. And David knows that this is who the Lord is in his life, and this is what he's asking, and this is what he's seeking, and this is what he's needing for the days ahead. He's needing confidence, and he's needing a heart that seeks the Lord, a heart that dwells in the house of the Lord, a heart that meditates on the Lord, a heart that in the day of trouble he needs protection, he needs concealed, he needs in the secret place of His tent He will hide me. That's intimacy, and it's very close to the Lord. That's what he needs. And now my head will be lifted up above my enemies around me, and I will offer in His tent sacrifices with shouts of joy. I will sing, yes, I will sing praises to the Lord. We must remember that David's a musician. He spent a lot of time in the fields working with the sheep and shepherding the sheep and being a musician. Verse 7, it says, "Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice, and be gracious to me and answer me. When you said, seek my face, my heart said to you, your face, O Lord, I shall seek." I think that's the inner cry of the believer. And hopefully we'll be seeking the Lord all the days of our life. Thanks.